night. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Yeah, come on in, baby. I'm still stopped up, but I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling good enough to come out here and talk to y'all tonight. That's what I'm feeling. Yep. I put the drops in my eyes so the eyes are running. And all kind of stuff going on. Y'all bear with me. I'm still here. I'm still here. Okay. Got two Kleenex. This the eye Kleenex over here. This the nose Kleenex over here. That's a shame, right? Yeah. Where's Myra so she can tell me how I'm looking tonight? I don't care about what Myra say. Hey, Miss Carpenter, leave what kids alone, Ms.V? Did you choke a NyQuil? I just came home from work around. I got home about 6. But of course, something happened. Y'all know these topics come to mind when things happen. I didn't choke nobody. I didn't choke a NyQuil. Kids was bad today. I don't know what happened at school today, but they was pretty bad. And then I came on home, and while I was on my way home, I was listening to Mr. LaTruth, and this is what brought this whole topic together for conversation tonight. And he was asking people to please not make opinions about his daughter. I don't follow him every day, but apparently his daughter is pregnant. I don't know the name. He mentioned the name of his daughter, and he found out about it about 3 weeks ago. So he's elated. He's, where a father would be if you have a teenage daughter that's pregnant or whatever. He's dealing with it, okay, as a father would. He said he loved her, he loved his children, and he's going to support her all the way. Well, I would expect a good father to do that, even though that might not have been what you were expecting. Stuff happens, okay? It can happen if you in the home or away from the home. So I want y'all to chime in as to, hey, Candy, hey, Sting, Lily, Elaine, and Miss Carpenter. Y'all come on in and chime in. So everything in my life right now evolves around children of varying ages, all types of children. And I've told y'all many times before, kids are the love of my life. Not only the kids, but the elderly and the kids. Those are the two groups of people that I dearly will step out on a roof and try to figure out how I'm going to stay up on that roof without falling off for them. Okay? So that's how it all came about when I was listening to his conversation about his daughter when I was on the way home. Now, you're not going to be able to stop people out here on social media from their opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. And some of these opinions just need to not even be said because it's your opinion. And it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And it ain't going to change nothing. So why do you have to express it is my thing. Okay. So here we got somebody coming in. Do I have some moderators in here? Because this is going to get deep tonight. So oh yeah, Sting is in here. Good enough for me. Hey, Tajista, how you doing? Because a message has already been held for review by YouTube. I tackle the deep subjects. I don't have no problems with it because I've expressed myself how I feel about it. But out here on social media, I just think kids are being drugged up and down these streets. Ain't got nothing to do with these streets. Just because you mad at a content creator, why does your kids have to be involved in it? Okay, first of all, let's go back. Let's pull up what is the definition of a kid? How old does a child have to be before he can be drugged out here on these streets? Well, it says, from a legal standpoint, as a parent, you have control over your children until they are 18 years of age. Did you hear what I said? You have control over them from the time you conceive them till you birth them here in the world to their 18 years of age in every state in the United States. Every state. Okay. After the age of 18, don't come out here talking about that's your child, that's your baby. Because it's no longer your child or your baby. Okay? Now, you knew this when you laid down and you made that baby, that this was the law. At the age of 18, they become an adult. So, if somebody attacks your child, what you call a child, and they're over the age of 18 and they out here on these streets running amok, or they decide to dox you and find out this and find out that, and they drag them, that kid has the right to do whatever they want to do because that's an adult against an adult then, okay? I am speaking on the children that are babies up to 18. Ain't got no business being drugged out here on these streets. Now that's the law. I read you the law. However, prior to the age of 18, a child can be emancipated or declared an adult in the eyes of the state of Texas. Now, I don't know what the law is in your state about emancipation, but I know what the law is in the state I live in. If I was living in another state, I'd find out what the laws were there, okay? So you need to find out what the laws are in your state and stop all this foolery out here. You want to drag me? Drag me. I've said it over and over and over again because you ain't got no content if you need to drag me. Because I definitely ain't thinking about you or even thinking about dragging you. You're not that important in my world. All right. So, when does it stop? What has to happen for it to stop dragging children under the age of 18? Talking about what this child is going to be when they grow up. How in the H do you know what that child is going to be? Okay. And were you a teen parent while you out here dragging somebody else's small minor children? So do you have that right to come and say anything about anybody else's child? Were you such a good parent that your child has grown up to be an adult and respects you or the people that they are talking to? Ain't no respect. If you have a child over the age of 18 and you run around here calling your baby or your child, and your child is acting on behalf of an adult because they're over the age of 18 and acting like a child, that's your fault. You did not parent them. Blame you. Don't come up here talking about they your child and they 30 years old. No, baby. Now, I don't go along with that saying anybody can get drugged out here. No, anybody cannot get drugged. Well, maybe you might try, but you don't know what's going to happen on the back end of that thing. And it says a lot about you and your parenting when you make statements like that out here on these streets. Y'all come out here and it's like, how in the world could you be a parent at home, raising children and have children at home and say and do the things you do? Everybody loves their children. I don't care who it is. We all brought them here and we all love them no matter what the situation is about them. They could have no fingers, no toes, no tongue, you still love them. If you any kind of mother, any kind of father, you love your children, okay? So don't think your kid is any better than any other kid. If they are over the age of 18, you ain't got no business even trying to defend them. They can defend themselves. I don't have to do that, okay? I don't. Mine's grown, fully grown. Don't want nothing to do with social media because of stuff like this. And I don't say a word. Don't bring me out here. Don't bring me up. Don't put nothing out here. I don't live like that. I don't care what the people of the world are doing. And I'm in my own world, doing my own thing, living my own life with my own family, my own children. And it ain't for me. I don't watch it. Okay? That's the way it is. Okay, let me see what y'all are saying here. Let me go back up. Hey, Thankful for Life. Um, My motto is leave the kids alone. Exactly, Sting. I get so sick and tired of hearing small, minor children. And I guess I don't know the comments that they wrote about his daughter. But whatever comment they wrote about her, apparently it was negative, it was hurtful, it was devilish, it was evil. It wasn't nice. But is she the first? Will she be the last? Teen pregnancies happen all the time. That doesn't dictate what you're going to be in life. As long as you got a good support system behind you, you can be anything you want to be. Children have raised children forever. Okay? Some have grown up to be outstanding citizens, professionals, doing much better than the people who sitting up out here talking about them. Ms. Carpenter says under 18 is a minor, and the law says leave them alone. These nasty folks bring kids into it to be extra hurtful. When they want to scrutinize you, they go for the kids to highlight their dislike for you. But that's saying they have a lack of. There's a lack of something missing in them. If you got to go for somebody else's children, the content is between you and the other person. Why involve the children? Let me tell y'all something about me. I don't care. I personally don't have any enemies. I may have some enemies. Do you understand what I'm saying? That don't like me. But personally, I don't have time to be running around trying to figure out whether I like you or dislike you. If we have a difference in opinion, you just move your ass on, okay? And I'm gonna move on. It's just that simple. You ain't gotta say nothing about me. I ain't gotta say nothing about you. And you just carry your little happy booty on. Because I've lived long enough to know you just one person in the world. It's jillions of people out here. I can deal with them and they can deal with me. Whatever reason you can't deal with me, it ain't my problem. It's your problem. Go away. Okay? Go home. Go find you something to do, something to talk about. Okay? Because you got the problem. I ain't got the problem. And I'm not about to drag your kids into this problem. I don't care if they minor kids or adult kids. They ain't out here on YouTube doing nothing to me. I would be the first one to stand up and take your defense, even though you may not even like me, if it came down to the children. And the first to speak up and say, hey, whoa, what do the kids have to do with it? I'm sick and tired of hearing it myself. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. Who is this? Thankful for Life. I'm a statistic of a teenage pregnancy. You're not alone. And my children are a statistic of teenage pregnancies. Okay. And both my mom and I came from a two-parent household. What did I just say? Doesn't matter whether it's two parents in there. When kids leave you and they go out into the world, I always say you don't know what your children will do behind closed doors. You know what you tried to instill in them. But you're not there to say, don't do that. Get up. Look, we're not going to do that today. Okay? Let's talk about this. Let's come up with a strategy where we can use some birth control. We can use some protection. A lot of stuff still out there. Okay? That these kids can pick up other than a baby. That might be the best thing that happened out of this. It's a whole lot of other stuff can transpire also. I thought I was educated on XES to some degree. At some stages in life, we do think we're educated. Or maybe we are educated and that moment hit and you couldn't control it or you didn't even think about it at the time. Some of us were lucky enough to get on past that and go on with our lives, or maybe we were so involved in other things until we didn't have time for that. When I think back on my teenage years, I really didn't see no guys that I liked well enough to even think about laying down with them. They were ugly at that stage to me. You know how we go through these little transformations? I don't know what you want to call them. Uh, it's an ugly stage you go through in puberty, and things just don't look right. You're developing. So no, they wasn't all that cute to me. They didn't get cute until I got to college. I'm gonna be honest with you. There were some guys that I thought, well, he ain't bad looking, but the immaturity may have been there. Guys develop a little bit slower. I was always an old soul living in my body. Okay? Ms. Carpenter says these parents aren't educated today on psychological effects on their kids, having folks talking about their kid to see later. But this is the thing about social media. It's out there. Hold on. And it's out there for life. And it's hurtful to the children. They don't have the same mental capacity to deal with what you can deal with. They're adults, but they haven't gone through enough in life, enough experience, enough of being talked about. Maybe, little high school stuff, back and forth. But that's what you have with adults out here on social media, going back and forth with little high school stuff, playground stuff. At what age do we grow up and realize that, if you drag somebody's children, that's sensitive to them. I don't care if they had a teenage pregnancy or not. It doesn't matter. Like I said, they're not going to be the first. They're not going to be the last. This is why celeb kids are messed up. There's a lot of predators. Best keep kids off. Exactly. Leave them out. They just have to go through too much in life just being a kid these days anyway. I don't see where a whole lot of kids are having the opportunity to be kids because of the cell phones and social media. They start early. So they really don't develop properly. They become grown too fast. Anyway, in today's world that we live in, they don't have time to play with the baby dolls. They don't have time to do nothing that we did back in the day. They're not children long enough. They're in school at an early age. They're around all these different households. Today's households are totally, every household is different. It's not like back in the day where everybody in the community basically wanted their kids to thrive and grow up and be somebody, anybody. We all looked after each other's children. When one did wrong, we talked to them. Now, I don't want to see you do that. Let me tell you what's going to happen. I'm not going to tell your mama this time, but I don't want to see you doing that no more, okay? Those days are over. Yeah, go on out there. Oh, your mama don't care no way. I saw him doing this. I saw him. I ain't going to tell her mama. Mama ain't got no sense. She should have been home raising her own kid. What happened to the community? It just broke all the way down to nothing. You act like you want to see these people's kids fail. This is your future. You ain't going to be here. These people will be leading the world, the country. And that's what you want out there? That's why we at the end of times. It ain't going to last long enough to see a lot of it even get ground. Hey, Tajista, how you doing? Sunshine Chronicles. Sting is speaking to all the queens. Princess saying facts, Ms.V. Thankful for life. I had 2 kids before I turned 19. So, a lot of people did thankful for life. I graduated from high school on time. Good for you. In the top 5 of my class. Kudos to you. And guess what? I have 2 degrees from a HBCU. that I obtained at the same time. Smart. You didn't let what could have been a negative stay a negative. You turned what could have been a negative and stayed a negative into a positive. And I love it. You didn't let it hold you down. A lot of people, they can't get past that. And then they let people in their heads where, well, you ain't going to amount to nothing. How you know? Children are a blessing. They're a gift from God. However they come here, however they got here, they still a blessing. They still children. They still belong to somebody. I mean, they could be a deadbeat dad or a deadbeat mom. Somebody stepped up to the plate and did what they could do to get them grown. Thankful for life. With God, all things are possible. That's the truest saying I've ever heard. Okay. Ms.V, did you know in Texas a child can leave home at 17, but you can't put them out at 17? That's true. You can't. They have to be 18 to be legally grown here, but they can leave home. That's a fact, Sting. Yes, I'm sorry for having to rub my nose or whatever, but y'all know what I'm going through. Say what you want about me, but leave the innocent kids alone. I will never talk about children. I made a vow out here on my platform. I don't care who came after me and said whatever they wanted to say about me. Old, ugly, crippled, blind, crazy, delusional, ain't got good sense, drunk. I done heard it all, but don't involve no children. And I've been very careful not to put children out there on my community wall, not even to wish them a happy birthday. They are grown. They are over the age of 18 because I know their parents and they ain't gonna go for that. Okay? I don't even ask them. I've had new babies come into the family, great nieces and stuff. Y'all ain't never seen them. You probably won't. I'm not gonna do it. I think myself they are beautiful. I don't care how they come here. But it might be one opinionated person that maybe don't care for me and have something to say. Now, what I put out there, you can attack it if you want to. They can come right back on you. They don't have to have a page. Told you that. I blame parents who put their kids all up on socials. You're exposing them to risk of predators. It's basically like somebody said, celeb kids. They're out there in the limelight from the time they're born up until some of them can kind of hold them back or whatever, but still they're exposed to so much and a different life and a different lifestyle. When you got everything in the world at your disposal, it's hard to raise a kid like that. It's very hard. Someone following them, contacting them to hurt the adult. Those making dollars off their kids scare me. Yeah. I think the less you expose your kids to social media, the better off you are. Sandra McHenry, Ms.V, my kids are spoiled. I have 3 boys and 1 daughter. Daughter thinks she's running things because she's the oldest. I think most kids these days, I don't care how poor they are, they could be living in the projects and don't have but maybe 1 cracker in the house to eat. But they still are going to be spoiled some kind of way. We do it to them. And I don't understand. I'm guilty of it, but I don't understand. I tried to think about that one day and I said, maybe I tried to give her some of the things that I wanted as a child and didn't have, and I overdid it. She turned out all right, but I didn't raise her the way I was raised. And a lot of times I wished I could go back and just let her see some of the things I had to go through as a child. Leaving home at an early age, having to live with other people, going through integration, having a sick mother in my early formative years. And it's just so many things I can think about. Living outside of the city, most of my friends lived in the city. So on the weekends, I was basically with family. I wasn't with friends. I was with the people in the community. It made me a better person because it made me be able to get along with people and to have a great discernment of who, if you see you can't get along with this person or that person can't get along with you, quickly move out from around them. You don't have to be around those people. Nothing said, nothing is written where you got to be around them. You don't know them no way. Um, Miss Anderson, hi, how are you doing? Hey, sis from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Come on in the building. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Chatting with Miss V. Hey, Pierre. Thankful for life. Amen, Auntie. Leave these kids alone. I cannot with this. It gets on my nerves. And I guess I was just thinking as I was driving home this evening, I was thinking, okay, this man has been through cancer. He's been through a very toxic divorce out here on social media. Um, Maybe he shouldn't have brought his kids to the forefront. He's been out here about 10 years now and let them grow up on social media as he advanced on social media. But how do you know what's going to come? I mean, I'm out here as a fairly new content creator. I haven't been out here a year, but I chose before I came out here to come out here alone. I will bring you as much family as I know can handle it on their own on the backside. But I'm not bringing you any children out here, not my own, not my grandchildren, not anybody else. I want them to live as normal a life as possible. That's hard to do these days. Don't have no connections with me whatsoever. They may be watching me on social media. I don't ask. I don't tell them nothing. We don't discuss it. Okay? Uh-uh. Prince says, I've been a sugar wooger for 8 months, Ms. V, loving your knowledge and your wisdom. Thank you, Prince. I appreciate that. I just try to come with different topics every night and every day, ever since I've been out here. Like I've always said, some of them you may like. And you may stay in the chat the entire time. It may draw a big audience. It may draw a small audience. I don't know. It's my life. It's my life experiences. It's things I've been through, things y'all want to talk about. Sometimes I may have to go and research them. But one thing that's true and dear to me is children. And I don't like it. Now, like I said, if you bring your grown children out here and they get drugged up and down the street, maybe you should have been a better parent. Maybe you should have told them, if you go out here disrespecting these grown folks gonna disrespect you because you are just as grown. Maybe you're not chronologically the same age, but by law, you are grown. But if you come out here dragging these minor children who not on social media doing anything to you because you saw them on a channel eating, because you saw them out in a park having fun, you got to talk about how they look and how they was dressed and where is your content? Why are you even watching them if you feel that way? These are the things I have questions in my mind. The traffickers say parents make it easy to pick out the kids they will take because the parents put them on social media. And that you got some real messed up folks out here that's coming from all over the world to social media. Whereas in the past, you didn't have that. You only met the people that you came in contact with. That's no longer the life or the lifestyle. Everybody will meet you from everywhere sooner or later. They will like you. They will not like you. Sometimes they may, sometimes they won't. They wishy-washy. They iffy. You don't know these people. They're all over the place. The only ones you will get to know really are the ones that will come into your content, come into your chat, listen to your content time and time again. They may miss a few, but they always come back, and you'll learn them from what they're writing and what they're saying. That's the only ones you'll get to know. Mm-hmm. Um, Hey, Living Purpose, how you doing this evening? Sting says two of my sisters got pregnant at 16. One retired from MD Anderson. All right. And the other one was a teacher. Good news. That does not dictate who you will become. Didn't I say that in the beginning? You cannot come out here and say, let me tell you something else I learned early. There was this teacher that taught with my mother, and she ended up being my seventh grade math teacher. She was kind of loose. In a small town, you knew everything she was doing. She went to the local clubs after she got out the classroom. Didn't have nothing to do with what she taught me in math, baby. One of the best math teachers I had. Yeah, she really set the pace of me getting ready to go into high school with what I learned in her seventh grade class. Okay? When I got to the eighth grade class, I was ready. I was ready for the class. And I didn't like math up until I had her. She made it fun. She made it easy. But if you had known her outside that classroom, you would have thought, man, this woman is the worst mess. And I was a child. I was hearing all this as a child. It didn't affect me. She was beautiful. She had beautiful long hair, beautiful skin. She was gorgeous. Her daughter, they always said, saw too much. That woman ended up being an RN and retired as an RN, her daughter. Okay? She lives here in Houston now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And she was a beautiful girl too. Loved her mama to the very end. It did not matter. But one thing I could say about that woman, she made sure that when she went out there to do whatever she was doing in the streets, that her daughter was with family. She may have heard it, but she never saw it. Mm-mm. And that makes a difference too. That's my point on that. To Jesse, yes, Ms.V, children are a blessing no matter how or when they come. You got that right. Thankful for life. That's right. My mom always said I could do anything I wanted, that she would help me in any way. And that's basically what he said on his channel today, too. That he would support her to the bitter end. And I like that. She also must have come out, from what I understood from watching it, with some kind of something. I don't know if it was a permanent tattoo or fake tattoo or whatever, a washable tattoo. What did it say? Something about this is why I left you on her belly. But what it meant was she didn't know how to tell him. And you don't know how people took that either. Now, that supposedly was done over on TikTok by her. Kids have a way of expressing themselves. And he said that his daughter and him had been talking behind the scenes for weeks. And he had known about this for weeks. He's going to be a young grandpa, but he's dealing with it like a man. He said he had his first child when he was 20ish and young 20s. And so if he went through that as a young man, had to get out there and be a father at an early age, he'll be of great help to her. That's all, the only way I can look at it. Living Purpose says, I'm late to the conversation. I must say that people who choose to adopt and raise children with love, security, morals, and unconditional love are often overlooked. I was blessed to have my family. They are. We have several adopted kids in my family. And we don't even say they adopted. Their last name is our last name. And they grew up in our family as babies. And they will always be my nieces and my nephews. That's it. That's all. They came home from the hospital. One of them did, with my sister-in-law, who was a registered nurse. Another one, sister-in-law took another one who came from one of her families. They're still family. They didn't have to be born naturally into the family to be a family. And it's so amazing. If I put their pictures up, you would be able to tell they weren't my family. They look like the rest of the family. I don't know how that happened, but they do. Oh, my kids are doing well. I was on crack. Been sober for 13 years. I have a friend that did that. I've talked about her out here. She had two babies while out there, trying to find herself. Didn't really find herself until she was 40 years old because of childhood trauma she went through at being molested as a child. Sandra, you're not alone. There ain't too much in the world that you can tell me that you went through that somebody else has not already gone through. It's like reading the Bible. I tell y'all all the time, it's happened before. The names have changed. That's all. It's history repeating itself. That's all it is. Cool guy Ryan, how you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Hey D, exactly. We overdo it trying to compensate for what we didn't have. I think that was part of my problem. I didn't really have a normal childhood, like being able to just play with friends all the time and be around. I was at school. After school, it was more like I became an adult because I was the oldest girl and the only girl in the house. So I had to learn a lot really, really early. But I didn't let it break me down to think, okay, this is hindering you or this is none of that. I didn't stop to think about it. I didn't know any different. I thought that was a way of life. I didn't see how other kids were interacting with each other than at school because I didn't go in the houses. And my dad sure wasn't going to let us spend the night at nobody else's house. Other kids could come to our house, but we cannot, not one of us can ever say that we had the opportunity to spend the night at nobody else's house. When it got dark, you came home. I don't care if you in the community with the boys. There were 5 boys ahead of me. They were playing football, baseball, softball, whatever they were doing. At night, them boys could come home with them, but they could not go to nobody else's house. Like he always said, I know what's going on in my house. I don't know what's going on in them other people's house. I ain't trying to go up in there and find out. There was always too many kids in the house. I had friends that could come to my house. I had always had my own room and my own bathroom with a king size bed in it. First, I started off with twin beds in there. Well, it was too many of us to get into 2 little twin beds. We all bucked up together in a king size bed if more than one came. That's how we did it. Exactly. We overdo it. I read that one. Uh, Sting said that's a blessing, Sandra, and it is to have overcome. That's a bad addiction. To have overcome it. A lot of people are too weak to overcome it, Sandra. Miss Carpenter, it's okay to give kids material things. Issue is they won't value it like we do, working for it. But more so, kids today don't have coping skills. We had to learn by adapting to hardships by having less. That's facts. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't have any hand-me-downs because there was nobody to hand nothing down to me. They were boys ahead of me. My sister didn't have any hand-me-downs because she's 12 years younger than me. And the boys always had their own. So we didn't have to go through that. None of them were the same size where they could wear anything the same. They weren't the same height. So everybody had their own stuff. Now the boys all bunked together. They had 4 bunk beds in there. One had already passed away, one of the twins. So they had 4 bunk beds, and each one of them had their own bed, their own little chest of drawer, whatever went with it in that room. And they all, had a good time and they're watching TV in that room or playing cards or dominoes or whatever. They had the biggest room in the house. That room was bigger than any room in the house because it was 4 of them in there. Each one of them had their own closet. They didn't share no closets. I had one brother wasn't sharing nothing with nobody. When it came to his clothes, he wasn't sharing with you. No, no, no. Don't wear his shirt. Don't wear his socks. Don't wear his nothing. It was his. And he was the one that had to have the starch jeans and all that. And I don't know if y'all remember back in the day where they had those like hanger things you put in the jeans to put the creases in there. Oh, baby, don't touch his stuff. When I was 47, I took a DNA test and met both sides of my family. My biological mother was awful to my siblings, and my father was a racist Caucasian. I was blessed. See, I God moved you out of that, and you didn't even find out about it until way later. It can happen. Uh huh. Denise, hey, thank you for the roses and the stars. Thank you for life. It was a chat where a person was talking about a child with autism. Oh, now you know I would have went off about that. That's my babies down there with autism. I don't play that. One gave me living hell today. She's still my baby. I told her when she left, I said, "You gave me hell today, sister." Oh, she almost made me cry today. She was blowing her nose and I was giving her the tissue and she was blowing it on the seats, and then she'd take the tissue and she'd wipe it off the seat and she'd throw it back on me, and I was like, "I can't with you today. You're driving me crazy. What did I do to you?" But still, I gotta love her. And she's doing the best she can with what she got, okay? So we just took the bus over to the bus barn and totally desanitized it before we left work. I got up and cleaned it up, put on some gloves, cleaned it up before the next kids came on, sprayed the bus down with microban, wiped off down all the seats, all the windows. And that's what we do to try to keep it sanitized for the next people getting on. All of them got an issue. Um, Hi, Kimberly McNeil. How you doing? Hey, Michelle James. Kimberly is saying congratulations to you, Sandra. Okay, let's see. Hey, Carla. Living Purpose. I'll be having another surgery on Thursday. Oh, no. Living Purpose. Have you even healed from the last one? Please keep me in your prayers. Okay, Living Purpose. Oh, my goodness. I hate to see you going through all of this. Oh, my goodness. Just keep your mind right, okay? Because I'm sure that can really be challenging. I don't know. That's a lot of surgery since you've been over here. Mm. But God will be with you and He'll take care of you. He brought you through the last time, He'll bring you through again. Miss Carpenter, by focusing so much on giving our kids what we didn't have, they didn't learn emotional intelligence that comes with having desires. It's okay, even normal, to need or want for things, not food or shelter. That's true. Hey, Manifest, good evening. How are you? Sandra McHenry, Ms.V, you remind me of my second to the oldest sister. That's why I love you. She died of cancer in 2010. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Sandra. I'm always reminding somebody of somebody in their family out here. And I often think, man, I wished I could meet these people, just see a picture of them or whatever. I don't know. That would be kind of fun to me. Yeah. Living Purpose, speaking to who? Hello to everyone speaking to me. Oh, okay. She's saying hello to everyone who's speaking to her. She's listening. All right. And happy birthday to our Sting over here. Today is her birthday, y'all. We shouted her out earlier. Y'all can shout her out again. And we'll be having a November party on what I said, November the 15th. Yeah. Okay. Manifest, I recall, Miss V, my grandfather didn't allow my mom and sisters to go anywhere without being escorted by two of my brothers. My brothers never really went anywhere with me, but the deal was it was such a small little town. At the time I grew up there, it was 80,000 people, a black and white town. Everybody knew everybody. It didn't matter whether you were black or white. That's how small it was. Everybody went to basically the same high schools. We didn't in elementary and junior high. By the time we got to 10th grade in high school, everybody knew everybody for real then because we were all in the same schools. Okay. The problem I had, my brothers were so much older than me. I told you my oldest brother's the only one left, and he's 83 years old. They were already out working with jobs and a family. So it's like there was nothing I could do. Somebody was going to call. Somebody knew him. Some When your family is that well known all over town, that you can't do nothing without nobody going back and seeing it. All eyes are on you. So the oldest one, that 83-year-old, he was up there at the police department. I knew all the policemen up there. They knew me. That was another one out at the sheriff department. Everybody over there knew me. That was another one working at Louisiana Institute for Boys, the one who had played professional football. Once football was over, he came back home and he worked over there with the bad little boys over there. Louisiana Training Institute for Boys, okay? Everybody over there knew me. What could I do? Nothing. Try to do the right thing. Ain't no sense in talking about slipping. All eyes on you. I don't care where you go. Mother teaching school in the city, okay? Everybody knew. We lived outside of the city in the parish. Everybody out there knew me. In order to do something, I would have had to have transportation at the time to get out of town, which I didn't. Okay? So I had to be good or else. Yeah. Manifest, I was the firstborn grandchild, so I was everyone's baby spoiled. All the girls slept in one room and the boys had two rooms. Yep. I think we were more family oriented back then, also, Manifest. We were. hmm Um, we didn't have to be family for somebody to say something or do something, and everybody came for you. Yep. hmm And everybody took care of you. That's the way it was. What are you laughing at, Steve? Okay. I can't pronounce this. Y'all, I guess. Long live free and independent Palestine. Okay, well, welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. Thankful for life. My granddaughter has level 1 autism. Her doctor seems to think it was due to being a micro preemie. Could have been. Our family took classes to ensure that her village was strong to help her be the best. And she can be, because they still got to keep testing her to see at what stage is she in and how she's progressing through it. Because I have all different levels of autism on that bus. And some of them are getting off that bus. I told you I had one to get off that bus. Was it last week, and get on the long bus? He's ready now to leave us behind. And he wanted to tell us so bad, but I guess his parents had told him not to say anything. So I was looking at him the other day and I was like, Miss Diane, look, there he is. And she was like, oh my God. And he was just waving at us. And I was just so happy for him. Yeah, I knew it wouldn't be long. I have another one on that. It won't be long. He'll be leaving us too. Um, our family is mixed with mulatto, Creole, and Choctaw. I'm Choctaw Indian, as with many families in Louisiana. All are different shades, and we all have variations in our language. It's beautiful. Yeah, it is. Hey, Denise, how are you? Great outcome and a speedy recovery for you, Living Purpose from Denise. Okay, let's see. Living Purpose. I stay positive. I realize that you can never testify of the healing power of God if you've never been sick. I'm the first to receive the type of surgery in the state of Georgia. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, well, we're going to really be sending up some healing prayers for you, and just ask God to just hold the surgeon's hand and walk through this thing with you. Okay, make sure you say a prayer before you close your eyes. Tell him, hold on, before you inject this anesthesia into me, I need to say a little prayer here. Okay, yeah, the first in the state of Georgia. Wow, that's deep. mm. Miss V, I told your baby daddy that baby needs some winter clothes. What did he say? I still ain't seen him. Did he laugh it off, or what did he do, Carla? Huh? Because baby daddy gonna have to get them people in his life. That's what I'm gonna have to put him on paper. Look, there he is, baby daddy. What's up, baby daddy? I just said I was gonna put you on paper, then you go show it up. See your child down there. Wait a minute, you came up here to see your child. He all wrapped up like it's uh, 30 below. Wait a minute, you don't see what all he got on. He need a coat, baby. Dad, he got the whole blanket on. He glad you glad to see your daddy. Tell him, hey. See, I'm hanging in here. I'm going to school now. But I got my socks on. They ain't matching, but I keep my feet warm. Oh, happy Earth Day, Miss Sting of the Black Scorpion. Wishing you all the best. Yes, indeed. Let me give me another Kleenex here. Baby, mama got a head cold, but she doing better. Okay, everybody's wishing you a happy birthday. Don't be laughing at Carla. It's you. You ain't been over here. I talked about you on one of them other lives, and I told them to go tell you I did. And Miss Carla did just that. Thank you, Carla. And hey, legend, welcome to Chatting with Miss V. King of all dapplers. Thank you for the blessing. I appreciate that, baby. And welcome to Chatting with Miss V. Manifest reality. No, wasn't much about the girls getting into things. It was more about the girls' safety from being taken advantage of. Oh, I'm sure they had eyes on me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like I said, people gonna talk. A legend is still laughing at Carla. Y'all must have had a good time. Y'all gonna make me go over there and have to watch that live. Miss Carpenter, back in our day, if you did something naughty, the neighbor had permission to whack you upside the head. You be in the trouble before you got home. Kids today, no respect. And that's true. Now, I can't ever recall where a neighbor ever put their hands on me, but they told. They sure did. If they saw something they thought that my parents weren't happy with or they weren't happy with, ding, 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 ding. Sure did. Ring, ring. Them old rotary phones, they went around in a circle. Them. Hey, sunshine. She says, exactly. Okay. Manifest. My son was born preemie, yet I made sure to get him all of the care required. He is excelled and top what? Surgeon now. You go, girl. Children can make it through parents must possible to help them while young. That's where it is. When you first identify that there's a problem, that's where you go for help. What you laughing at, legend? Okay, better not be laughing at my child now. You ain't been over here to see him, but he's still mine. Okay, once my child, always my child. You may be one of them skip out deadbeat dads. Oh, so did you see the hashtag deadbeat dad? Is that why you ran over? Because I put deadbeat moms, deadbeat dads. I put everything in the hashtag. Um, Cora, the thing, we have the same laugh. Oh, really? Oh, no. Legend, don't put on paper, baby mama. I don't have to because you missing. At least you could have showed up and say, well, I'm all right. I just want to see what my child looked like, what he learned at school or something. You ain't no better than the rest of them folks out there. Sunshine say, I was a teen mom and my girls are doing great in life. Kudos to you, Sunshine. And like I say, nobody's going to be the first and nobody's going to be the last. It will happen. We can't follow them around 24/7 and just hold on to them like that. But that gives you no right to come out here and just drag these other folks' children up and down the street like that. And then those kids are trying to live their life as normal as they can under whatever circumstance they're going through. Okay? We ought to be praying for better days ahead for them. Hope they don't go through some of the things that we went through. Okay? Legend, look at my little son looking handsome like his daddy. Go on back over there wherever you came from, Legend. Princess speaking to you, Sting is laughing. Hey, Will, how you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Miss V. Carla, I told him, Miss V. Yeah, I see you did. He drug on up in here, slipping through the back door to hang out. Little Gator ain't even looking at it. He looking That way I think. Thank you so much, Living Purpose. That's coming for Thankful for Life. M and M, hi, how are you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V. I like your hair and headband. Thank you, I appreciate that. Um, you was about to be on child support legend. Uh-huh. Yeah, because he wasn't doing right. Gate over here, wrapped up in a blanket, ain't got no coat or nothing. Okay? He needs a coat. I'm going down to Goodwill to see if I can find him one since I ain't getting no support. None whatsoever. Not even, I appreciate you going out there and working and taking care of business, baby mama. Nothing. They're over here laughing. Hey, Granny K, how you doing? I didn't see you in here. Getting on down to the bottom here. Okay. Hey, George the Monkey, how you doing? Welcome to Chatting with Miss B. Y'all got some handles, I tell you. Legend Time. I see you, Carla. Well, Carla, I'm so thankful you drug him in here. At least he saw what his child looked like. His child is still clean and everything. Yeah, look, see, he ain't all dirty and all mopped up. He got pampers on. Yeah, the school is something else. He ain't got pampers on. Mm-hmm. Yeah. See? Ain't dirty pamper either. He don't do that. He stay nice and clean. Thanks to his mama, not his daddy. Um, anyway, Jam Jam, you made it in. Hey, Granny K. Hello, everyone at Miss V in chat. I'm late, but here. I'm struggling. It's coming up to 1 year of my mother's passing. Yeah, Granny, I know that can be hard. I've been there and done that, but you'll get through it. But grieve normally. Whatever. I mean, if you got to bust out and cry, cry. Get it out. Look at pictures and go back through memories. Whatever it takes to get you on through it, do that. You'll be better off because she'll always be with you, if for no more than in your mind. Beetlejuice, I don't take care of my kids no way, but these chickens keep chirping for cash. You dig? I don't dig, but I guess you do. Okay. We're down to the bottom where Carla is busting out laughing. She went and got Legend and brought him over here so he could see his baby. His hat fell off his head, but that's all right. He got plenty of caps. But I'm gonna find him a jacket or a coat or something. We don't need much. He don't have to have no big old heavy coat. Lately, I just been wrapping him up in his blanket and taking him on to school. So I'm gonna have to take a picture of him on the school bus, strapped down in his seat. Legend. That's what's gonna be funny, and how the kids are looking at him. I won't be able to show the kids. I just have to show like the bottom of them around him. They love Baby Gator down there. Yes, I'm coming up on my hour. Everybody, thank y'all for coming in. Jam Jam, I've been in the bushes listening and watching. I don't know why you up in the bushes. Who you done mess with that you got to be off in some bushes? Huh, Jam Jam? Because you normally up in this chat. Now, I told you it's getting cold in a lot of states out there, so them bushes gonna have a lot of stuff out there in them, and you don't have no clue who out there in the bushes with you. So you better get on back up in this chat where you're safe, cause it may not be too safe out there in the bushes. Your mom, hey, you're so pretty. Thank you, I appreciate that. Good night to everyone. I almost made it without coughing. Thanks all of you coming into the chat, and just remember, be respectful to the children, and remember, once upon a time you were a child. Leave the children alone or go home. That's the message for tonight. Love each and every one of you for coming in. Hey, Marjorie, feeling better. Just, I guess, the end of the cold. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kimberly. So, y'all, thank you for hitting that like button on the way in or on the way out. Thank you for the donation, whoever gave it to me tonight. Living purpose and bust out laughing. Oh, that's what y'all want to do. Y'all want to laugh over here now. Honey Bear is saying facts and hi. Thank you. You're so welcome. Great topic. I appreciate that, Sherry. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. Me and Baby Gator gonna go get it together. No, nope, not the sea. Don't have that. Okay. So good night to each and every one of y'all who have come into the chat tonight. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Much love to you until tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye bye.